Ciao, lovelies. This is Reverend Sky. Hey, oh, okay. Meet my brother's cat, Hamilton. I'm his new human for now until my nephew takes him, and well, yeah, I'm kind of stuck with it. But today we're going to go over what our sexual fantasies say about us. And the fun thing about sexual fantasies is that they really start to speak about different aspects of us that we may not have thought were even involved in something as far as anything sexual. So we've got how we view ourselves, our personality traits. Hi, Hamilton. Our previous sexual experience. Cat butt, that's always nice in a video. Our previous sexual experiences, our age, that actually can play a big factor in it because as you get older, you've done more. So you either get more creative and sometimes you get a little less creative. Sometimes you know what you like and that's where you stay. And, can't blame you for that. Our sexual cultures, our feelings on our current relationship, that can play a big role in what fantasy you might want to have with this individual person. And it will change from person to person. There may be a few core ones you hang on to just because you do want to try them, but for the most part, it will be dependent upon the person that you're in the relationship with, which is great because then you can totally make it detailed oriented towards the two of you, or once you guys are able to talk more about it, you're able to make it a little bit more detailed so you're both able to get what you need from the situation and dig a little deeper that way and all the fun stuff. What else we got? We have our learning histories, our sexual histories, our attachment styles, how we feel about ourselves and or sex, current status like today. We may not be thinking that we need it as much or we want it, but it could just be because we're stalemating and we need to explore different avenues and dig a little deeper into ourselves to see what we're missing, what we need. That's I love that part about sexual fantasy. I mean, being able to use sex in your relationship to make your relationship better and then being able to use it as a tool, I think is completely fascinating and probably one of the better ways, I don't know, to work on your relationship. I mean, how much more fun can you have with somebody than being naked and completely intimate with them? It can't get any better. I just don't think it can. Sexual fantasies are a unique combination of where we are in our lives in this moment. And that's by written Justin Lehmiller. He is really gotten into the scientific side of sexual fantasy, and it's completely fascinating because all the research that they do and all the conclusions that they found across the board as far as different traits and all the ways that we're able to use it have just, I don't know, I'm fascinated by it, and I really hope you guys are too, because I'm going to keep sharing, and well, you can listen or you can not, I suppose. That would totally be up to you. What do we got? The differences in demographic. Gotcha. All right. So as far as men, they go mostly for the multi-partner or cross-dressing. And that's just men in general. It doesn't matter if they were born a man, if they see themselves as a man, if they are a man, it doesn't matter. Across the board, men go for multi-partner and cross-dressing more than any other sexual fantasy. And when in multi-partner fantasies, men usually have a specific partner in mind, an object of desire that they want to focus on during the fantasy. That implies that when someone says, hey, can we have a threesome, they have somebody in mind. And well, I got to tell you, it may have been that specific person that got them interested in it to begin with, or brave enough to say something to you. That doesn't mean they like them more than you. It just sparks something in them. And, again, look into it, talk to each other about it, and see if there's maybe another way to handle that fantasy if you're not comfortable with it. But just because they have somebody particular in mind or a specific image of somebody in mind doesn't mean that you're any less to them. It's a fantasy, remember. And we're all allowed them. It's okay. I'm sure you think someone is better looking than your partner. Nobody has the perfect partner. There's always going to be somebody prettier, always going to be somebody skinnier, more in shape, with better skin, longer hair, nicer clothes, whatever it is. There's always going to be somebody better. So remember, your partner and you are together because you chose each other. So allow them some creativity in their imagination where you technically have no place. So, you can deal with that. Okay. Oh, okay. In a sexual fantasy, for a man to let go and truly be there, he needs to know that his partner is not in any pain, distress, being hurt, upset, any of it. Like, he needs to know that she's all right, that she's fine. And as soon as he knows that, he's able to dig into his side. So, for a man, the object of desire in their fantasy is the one that they're wanting to take care of. The one what they're wanting to show all these new things to, or do these things to. And the only way for him to be able to open up and really share that with you is to know that you're okay. Is to know that as his partner, you feel safe enough for this to happen. And once that happens, then you'll see a whole other side of this person break out, and you will be astounded at what you guys can do together. But you have to trust him, and you have to let him know that you trust him, and you have to realize that is huge for a man, because sex is such a big insecurity for a lot of people. Hence why sex esteem is next, because I figured if we're going to start talking about it, we probably need to get a little bit more confident with it, and I probably should have started with it, but you'll have that learning curve. All right. So one more thing. With a man, it's basically nothing turns a man on more than seeing his partner aroused. If he knows that his partner is safe and having fun and she's not in pain or he's not doing that, like if everything's good, then there is nothing that you could do more than show how turned on you are, how excited you are. Even if it's, if you're not very verbal, try to do that. Even little moans here and there will do wonders. Hi, Hamilton. Nobody wants cat booty. Well, I mean, you're cute. They can look at you, but here. Say hi. Say hi, rude. Look, this is Hamilton. He's almost 2. He's a rat, but we love him. Okay. And hey, bud, no, you don't. Why? Females go for more of the BDSM fantasy. Majority of women have BDSM in their top 5. And that's because of breaking out of cultural roles and getting rid of the boundaries, saying that I can be in charge, I am in charge, and you're dealing with it. So it's for women, it's a very different thing. It's a very different feeling, and it's fun to look at, because if you realize that, then you'll realize why sometimes your fantasies don't always jive. Well, one of you is male and one of you is female, whether it's a masculine or a feminine energy that you want to call yourselves male and female, because I have a very masculine energy. I'm good with it, but not everybody is. So, I like to be in charge sometimes. But it also takes a lot of faith and trust in your partner to be able to give me the power, because it's not always about that. Sometimes I like to be in charge, but I'm really not. But it's in my head that I am, so I'm fine. So it's just really getting to know yourself and thinking about what you're going to need from the situation. And, oh, yeah. Okay. For women, there is no particular person or object of desire when it comes to sexual fantasies. So I'm going to have to stop because my camera's about to stop. And I'll start up a number 2 if this shuts off. Oh my gosh, this stinks. But women don't have a particular partner in mind. And as far as sexual orientation, non-binary have more kinky or taboo fantasies, and that's because they have given themselves the freedom to do so.